Hello viewers, welcome back to Ohio Airgun Shooter. In this video, I'll be taking a look at the Lancer Defense Scorpion. I'll do a tabletop review and then we'll go on and do some testing over the chronograph and maybe check the accuracy. As an avid airgunner, I've never really took a second look at any kind of paintball markers of any kind, home defense, training, etc. I recently, a couple years ago, got into them with my first purchase, I think, of the Umarex HDR 68 T4E, and then I got a Glock 17 Gen 5 43 caliber, and then I went to the 50 caliber HDR 50 T4E, and then I got the Mercury's Torpedo TR50 Torpedo. And now I'm taking a look at the Lancer Defense Scorpion. But mostly what got me into these was a lot of the videos that I was watching, especially like the ones Rune Rebel has done, some of the others such as DK Spencer and quite a few others. Just one reason I wanted to get into these is because the bigger projectiles, and I like the bigger holes they make. Just when I like punching paper, I like punching targets. That's one of my things that I like to do. I mean, I am an avid hunter, airgun hunter, bow hunter, but I do like to do a lot of shooting, and I like to shoot at targets, and I love it when I can make a huge hole in something. So that's another reason why I got into the paintball slash training markers in the larger calibers. Now, what finally convinced me to purchase one of these was Rune Rebel's most recent video that he did on his. I forget what it's called, but I think they're branded different names throughout the world. And also Less Lethal for Dummies. He also did a video, and I was intrigued. So I went and took a second look at it. It was an Amazon purchase. I got it as a kit. It came with one extra magazine, and it also came with sample pepper, some pepper balls, and just some rubber balls. Now it retailed on Amazon for $139.95. However, I did get some had some points, so I knocked off about $20. So with tax, I paid $129.72. That, of course, being in US dollars. So I'm not sure if I overpaid. We'll just get it out of the package here and check out the quality, see how well it shoots. There is a small mod that you can do to this by removing the there's a nut below the hammer where the valve is. It's supposed to help increase power just a little bit. So maybe we'll do that eventually, but we're just going to test it straight out of the package here. All right, let's open it up. I zoomed out a little bit. This one does come in the wonderful blister pack. This will actually be the first actual paintball pistol in 50 caliber that I've purchased. I do have the 43 calibers, Glock 17, HKVP9, and most recently the Walther PDP Compact, which is an excellent training marker. So let's get this out of the package. One thing I like, well, here's some, can't probably really see them with through the plastic, but it is powered by 12 gram CO2 cartridge. We'll get it out. One thing I like about this blister pack is it just pops right open. There's no cutting. Included is the pistol. Got the cardboard insert and the owner's instructions manual, which is basically just a 4-page leaflet. Now I do like that this goes back together, so I will have something to restore the LTL Lancer Defense Scorpion in. So let's see, Lancer Defense 50 caliber pepper round launcher. So this is designed for pepper rounds. Let's see, I need to take this insert out. Take a look at it without the glare, maybe. The white lettering kind of messes up. It weighs 560 grams. Dimensions 192 by 155 by 38. I guess that's millimeters. Effective distance up to 12 meters. Projectile supply is a 7-shot magazine. And then shooting mode, single shot. And then power, 12 gram CO2 cartridge or cylinder or canister. And then the projectile diameter is 12.7 millimeter or 50 caliber. Huh, interesting. Check this out on the back here. Effective non-lethal self-defense protection with the security of a traditional firearm. Down here, lightweight construction, 43 caliber rounds. Bit of a misprint, I would assume, unless this is a different kind. No, up here it says 50 caliber. They have 43 caliber for some reason. Fits on standard duty belt and undermount rail. So this one don't seem to have that. Huh, interesting. A little bit of a misprint there. Oh well. And here's the owner's manual. A little bit of a exploded breakdown of the parts. Doesn't have what the velocity is. Oh well. Alright, here's the pistol itself. Again, all plastic. Though it actually has a lot of weight to it, especially back in this area. Quality of the plastic feels really nice. I mean, feels solid. And I guess there is a little bit of a rail, just this little groove. Can fit something in. Kind of has the look of I guess a SIG. There's no moving parts except for the safety, trigger, and hammer. Magazine release. It looks to be ambidextrous, but it's not. Now the safety is. Made in China. It does have the white lettering. I do like the Knight logo on it. It's pretty cool. Both sides. Scorpion. 50 caliber. I think it has a serial number there engraved. Barely see it though. Smooth bore plastic barrel. I mean, the grips are nice. Now, you can tell it's designed for right-handed shooters because it has this little lanyard ring here, which for a left-hander shooter be a bit uncomfortable. You can feel it dig kind of, not necessarily digging in, but it pushes into your hand there. I am a predominantly right-handed shooter, even though I'm left-handed, but I do like to shoot left-handed as well. So, yeah, it's not too uncomfortable. You can just kind of feel it though, so it's not that bad. But still, it's kind of in the way. Manual safety, up for safe, down for shoot. I believe this is double and single action. So you can either cock the hammer back, shoot it, or use double action. It's not that heavy of a trigger. Here the springs are a little scrapey inside, if that's a word, scrapey. One white dot on the front sight, nothing on the back. There's screws, but I don't think they're adjustable, just molded into the top. The slide, release, and catch is just molded, it doesn't move. A little bit of flash there from the plastic mold. It's actually not that bad quality plastic for being all plastic. Huh. Not bad at all. It does have a quick pierce system plus the degas, which this is exactly the same as the mercurized TR-50 torpedoes. It's probably the exact same as the Pistel as well. O-ring's a little bit whiter on this one. I've been putting oil on this, so it might have colored it a bit. But this one was leaking. I fixed it by using some hot glue on this little screw or plug. So that has helped. But it's the exact same threads and everything. So magazine is metal with some plastic. 7 rounds, I believe it holds. 7 rounds. Now it is it looks like it will accept different kinds of projectiles other than just round balls, because it's kind of got the D-shaped. But I just have round balls in 50 caliber. So that's just metal. I don't think it's steel. No, probably aluminum. Getting all plastic. I don't know if there's any metal internally. Steel. Oh, hammer steel. Trigger's plastic. Oh, the lanyard's steel. That's about it. So we'll load it up with some pressurize it with some CO2. Again, uses a single 12-gram CO2 cartridge, and we'll run some different projectiles over the chronograph, and then maybe we'll do a little bit of accuracy testing with this and see how well it shoots. Now the only mod that was mentioned was there's that little nut there right underneath the hammer that you could remove, as you can see here. Now Sean from Less Lethal for Dummies, he took his apart to remove it, and then he noticed the flat head groove in there for a screwdriver. So thanks to him I knew to look for that, so now I won't have to take mine apart. So the hammer drops enough to where you can get a small screwdriver in there to hold it and then remove the nut. I don't know how you're going to do that at the same time though. Come to think of it, with the clearance that you have in there. That's all one piece. So I wonder how I can do that. I almost need like a screwdriver slash nut socket. But I don't know. We'll figure that out, but we're not gonna take that off today. We'll just test it stock, and then maybe in another video, if I can get that off, we'll test it without it. But yeah, the trigger pull's not that bad. It's a little catchy right there, because what happens was it moves the barrel as well. So a little drag, pull, distance, and then it breaks. So it's kind of predictable. Shouldn't be too bad. All right, let me get it charged up with CO2, and we'll go move on to the shooting. The projectiles I'll be using today are the 1.44 gram nylon balls. I weighed a bunch of these, and that's the average that I got. I have some 2.72 gram aluminum balls, and then I have some 2.67 gram rubber steel balls. And we'll also use the 7 rubber balls that came with the kit. I won't use these, not indoors. So I'm not sure how potent these are. But yeah, we don't need that in the house today. I don't see a weight on these rubber balls, so I'll go ahead and weigh these. But you can tell they're just rubber, not rubber steel or anything, because they're very light. So let me get the scale and I'll weigh these. Okay, I pulled one out. It's a very hard rubber, almost like the nylon over there, the plastic. Let's see how much these weigh. 1 gram, 1.002. So now we know. I will be using Umarex brand 12 gram CO2 cartridges. So let's go ahead and install one on video, see if this thing is leaking or not. Back out a little bit. There we go. All right, just put some silicone spray. Put some in there with the magazine as well. It wasn't really stiff coming out of there. Move around the thread and the O-ring here. All right. Just like the Umarex brand of markers, it goes in butt first. Gets all around the threads. Yeah, it's going in much smoother now. These are just hand tighten. There's no Allen screw. I mean, there is, but that's just to take it apart. Oh, let's see if it holds air or CO2 gas. No leaks, at least yet. So yeah, the one on my mercurized torpedo started leaking right around this plug, because I guess you can see there's a seal or gasket. So that's why I had to take that out and fill it full of hot glue, because whatever was in there prior it seemed to just kind of fall apart. So, but I got the leak fixed for now, so we'll see if keep an eye on this one to see if it leaks at all. I mean, they're probably not designed for constant use like we do. So I'm since these are kind of like a personal defense type of marker, I mean, how often should you have to pierce it? So I guess the multiple piercing kind of wears it out in time. So who knows? But okay, it's holding gas, CO2 gas, so Let's load it up with some projectiles and we'll run those across the chronograph. We'll start with the nylon balls and then we'll go to the, these are the lightest, and then we'll go to the rubber steel and then to the aluminum. And then actually, I'll take that back. We'll start with the 1 gram rubber balls that came with the kit, and then we'll go up to the 1.4 gram nylon balls, and then the rubber steel, and then the aluminum. Well, here's a little interesting tidbit of information. I can only get 6 round balls in this, even though it says it's a 7-shot magazine. Even if, like, it won't take a 7th. I don't want to push it all the way down because then the spring will get bound up, but it's pretty much at its max down there. Even if you bring your fingernail, use your thumbnail, it still doesn't allow enough to where you can lock it in. So this might have been the spare magazine. Let me try the stock, the one that came out of the pistol. So that's weird, you can only get 6 in there. Load up some nylon balls. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, same thing. It just won't go all the way down to lock in this place, so it's only a 6 round magazine. Because you can see the spring is all the way down. Kind of blurry. There you go. And it won't lock. That top one will not. The detent won't catch it to keep it in. So 6 round magazine. Maybe in time this will wear up a little bit, but I don't know. For now, I'm only getting 6 rounds. Okay, first up for the velocity test is the rubber balls that came with the kit. I weighed them at 1 gram. I have 6 of them loaded up. Let's see how it shoots. We'll try in single action. First shot. There we go. 358.2. $40.4. Okay. 28.6. Nothing's even coming out. Let's try double action. 32.9. Or is it shooting them? It's not even shooting them. Try this again. See, now there's a, you can feel it, it's a jam. There we go. That's weird. 9.3. I'm just getting CO2 blast. It's not even shooting them. And now there's a jam. 24 point. Okay. Yeah, this. I don't understand what's going on here. It's like you pull the hammer back and it jams. There now. 17.9. It's not even firing them. Another jam. So what the heck is going on here? Try Try double action. You can't even pull the trigger. Nothing. Maybe now? Nope. I don't understand what this is doing. Yeah. So far, it's a piece of junk. You know what it is? The spring is bound. Nice. Check out the follower. Alright, I reloaded the last 5 balls since it only shot the first one, and then the spring was all bound up, and as you can see, the follower was just, you know, you can move it freely up and down without the spring. So I'm not sure if that follower somehow is supposed to be inserted with the spring around it, but I'm going to try this because I got it to move. I put some silicone oil in there. If this doesn't work, I'll have to try to take it apart. There's a screw here where this detent is. I don't know if that keeps the follower and spring inside the magazine. So maybe I'll take it apart, pull this all out, and see if I can reinsert that follower into the spring. But it's a very weak spring. So let's see how the next 5 rounds goes. Alright, let's try the remaining 5 rubber balls. I had only loaded 6, only got 1 to shoot before I started having problems. I went back and looked at the instructions. It says to gently insert the magazine, do not slam it. So I pushed it in a little too hard, maybe that's the problem. And also think the problem I was having with the trigger jamming was maybe the safety wasn't disengaging. So all right, let's try this. .324.4. 317.7. 318.7. 283.8. 275.9. I think that's probably the last one. Yep. Alright, let's load up some of the nylon balls. Alright, let's try the nylon balls next. Again, 6 rounds. For some reason, I can only get 7. I mean, even if you look at it, there's not a whole lot of space left to add 1 more round to where it catches the little detent. So, just, yeah, I can only get 6 in here. I mean, 50 caliber round balls. So these are the nylon. They're 1.44 grams. I'm not sure how this will do. You can see the velocity dropped off pretty quick the last couple rounds, down to under 300. It's the same CO2 cartridge. I did shoot the 6 projectiles, plus I had the shots where, you know, it didn't shoot anything, and I also fired a few more times. You know, I was kind of messing with it and stuff with the trigger or the safety. I didn't have that really good positive click before, but I went and siliconed everything, the trigger, everything that I could, any moving parts, even sprayed up in there, the magazine well. It just seems to be a lot more of a good positive click. So let's see. Again, as they say, gently insert the magazine, because a couple times I've caught this little detent putting it in, and it shoots the balls right up in there. kind of like the problem I get with that airsoft, spring-powered airsoft Game Face Model 311, the 1911 replicas. If you just hit that little like a little detent or something, it will shoot all your BBs up into the magazine well. So I guess that's why they say insert it gently. So that's what I did. All right. We were on fire or shoot. Single action. Nylon balls, 1.44 grams. I'll see how these velocities are. If they're really dropping, I'll go ahead and swap out CO2 cartridges, and then we'll add another. I'll put a new one in, and then we'll redo this test with the nylons. All right. I think I got this thing figured out, maybe. Back a little further so I don't get too much vapor going through the chronograph. 224.7. So I think these should be a little bit faster. Let's try another one. That one didn't even read. Try another one. 166. Yeah, it's dropping fast, so it's got to be low on CO2 already. 138. 193. That one did not read. That one literally went flying straight up to the right and over my chronograph. All right, I think I got one more left. Let me see. Yeah, it's empty. All right, let me try swapping out CO2 cartridges. And yeah, that one I saw it went like this. Whoo! And right over the upper right of my chronograph. So, oh my gosh. Now, as I was reloading the nylon balls into this magazine, this was the one I originally had issues with the follower. As I was loading this one, I could see that the follower had the spring. Actually, it seemed to be more attached to it than this one is. So I'm going to have to take this apart and see if I can reattach the spring around the follower, because I think it came out. So there's a little screw here, so I think this piece comes off. There's a little tiny spring. It's spring loaded, so I have to be careful not to let that thing shoot out to wherever it once I get it unscrewed. But there's no other way really to take this apart, so I'm gonna have to unscrew it, probably release. Yeah, it sticks in there a little bit. You got to hit this detent and then it pops out. So, but it's not seated in the spring. That's why when the spring was bound up, it could just move back and forth freely. So I'm going to take this apart and see if I can fix that. You asked me, this thing needs a stiffer spring as well. So I don't know if the heavier projectiles will feed as good. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, let me try these nylon balls. I'm going to swap out CO2 cartridges. And yeah, I degassed it. There wasn't a whole lot left, so let's put a fresh one in there. All right, got the CO2 cartridge switched out. So far, this thing is giving this thing a run for its money. So I don't know which is worse so far. I don't know. We'll see. I don't. You know what? After this velocity, I don't even think I'm going to do any accuracy testing, because the way I saw that last projectile fly and a couple others, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, all right, let's see how these nylon balls do with a fresh CO2 cartridge. All right, inserting magazine gently. All right, it's in there. We're already on shoot or fire. All right, single action again. All right, first shot, fresh CO2 cartridge. 1.44 gram nylon ball. Get back a little further. 211.6. That's a bit disappointing. 251.1. That's only, it's not even a gram and a half. That one just came out. Oh, what was that? 273.3. 262.4. 270.3. And I think that's it. There. I'm out. Oh my gosh. It's kind of funny, but I don't know. All right, let's try some heavier rubber steel balls. See how those do. We might not even get into the 200s with those. All right, I got the 2.67 gram rubber steel balls. Yeah, I doubt we'll even get into the 200s. All right, they're loaded up. Only got 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 6 will fit, not 7. I don't know why they're saying 7. There's just not enough room. Inserting. Oh, see, now it won't even go in. Is there a ball in there? All right, there we go. We really got to finesse that baby. All right. Oh, I don't know what to laugh, cry. This is disappointing. All right. Here we go. Maybe want to guess the velocity. I'm thinking 178. Oh, 254. Higher than I expected. And it jammed again. So, yeah, there's a bit of a jam. Yeah, this thing is disappointing. There we go. Maybe 248. Let's try some double action if it'll go. 20. That was bad. I think I have a jam. Let me try this one. Nothing. Yeah, they're not coming up out of there. They're kind of stuck. There's not one in there. Let's try this again. All right. I'm about ready to shut this video down now. 21. Yeah, they're not even indexing. Yeah, the spring. See, this one's the follower stuck as well. Look. This one came out. Look at that. The spring is bound up. So, the spring's too weak. It's just. This is actually the same magazine. Let me try the other one. All right, I got 4 left. I'm gonna have to go in and see if I can fix that. Yeah, because this one here is clearly around the follower. Can't see kind of the light. There you go. That one's not. So, all right, 1, 2, 4 more rounds. Let's just finish these 4, then I'll try some aluminum. But this is the good magazine, so we'll see. Maybe that's why the trigger was getting jammed. All right, let's try this again. 247.9. 235.7 or 5. 240.6. I think that was the last one. Nope, one more. I'll finish this one off. All right. 239.8. So this magazine's fine because yeah, I'm gonna see if I can take that other one apart and put that follower or spring back around the follower. But this one seems to be okay. Probably when I tried to load 7, it must have bounded up really bad, and now it put the follower popped out of the spring. So, all right, let's try some aluminum balls. I'm just gonna load up 5 of these. Yeah, I'm not gonna do any accuracy testing with this thing today. Yeah, these are heavier, so I don't know how good these will feed. That spring is just really, really soft. I might have an old one, depending on what the diameter is. I might have an older, stiffer spring left over from an old spring-powered airsoft gun that I had that broke. So I'm going to see how big that is. But let's load these up and see how fast these go. Same CO2 cartridge, so they'll probably slow down a bit. But yeah, I don't know what the issue is. Oops, I slammed it. Okay, let's see how this goes. These weigh 2.72 grams. So these will be the heaviest. 165.0, 220.9, 216.7, 216. I didn't let that reset. My bad. 209.0. Is that the last one? That's the last one. Let me load up a few more of those. I'm shooting into a soft target, a box with some plastic shopping bags, so I'll be able to dig all these out. So yeah, let's do 6 more. That's the greatest thing about these things is if you're shooting into a soft target, you can dig out the ammo and just reuse it, as long as it's not too deformed. All right, 6 rounds. Yeah, that's all you can get in there. I don't know if that follower popped. I mean, just you can see that spring all bound up in there. I don't know if you can see it. So, all right, let's try this. All right, inserting gently. Okay. Single action. 182.7. 191.0. All right. 141.0. 142.6. Maybe one more. You can't. You know what? You can't. Maybe you can't hold the trigger like that. You got to just pull it and shoot it all in one motion. So I'm trying to get a feel for where the where it breaks. Maybe that's why they're rolling out of there. All right, you just got to do it all with one squeeze so they don't roll out. 165.1. So, well, tell you what, I'm gonna wrap this up for today. No accuracy test today. I'm gonna fiddle with the other magazine, see if I can get it fixed. Matter of fact, maybe I'll take it apart on a camera. You can see what's going on. But when it shoots, it shoots. So something I gotta get used to. Let's go back to the review table and I'll give you my final thoughts. You know what? I lied. Let's try a little bit of accuracy. I swapped out CO2 cartridges, so I can't end this video like that. We got to see how bad this thing really is. But I loaded up 6 more. These are just the nylon, the 1.44 gram nylon balls. 6 of them in the magazine that works. All right, I'm gonna do this in single action. Fire. All right, let's see if we can at least hit the black target at least. All right, that was low. Let's do double action. High. I don't know. I think I was low again. Low. Okay, it seems to be shooting, and actually accuracy ain't too bad. One more. I think that was it. We load up 6 more of those. Holy smokes. This is at 6 yards. Indoor temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Shooting low. I mean, that top one I kind of aimed a little higher. But I'm kind of aiming dead center at that center red bullseye. Let's try a couple more of these. That's 4, 5. We'll do one more. 6. This thing might not suck as bad as I think it, thought it would. All right. Single action. You know what? That's just with 1.44 gram nylon balls. You know what? That's not bad. So, I mean, a lot of them right here. I had that one that went, again, I was aiming a little higher, just kind of trying to see where everything went, but the first group was down here, and then everything else is like right in here, so not bad. I'm glad I did that. All right, let's wrap this video up now. The Lancer Defense Scorpion, also known as the Concord Defender, and maybe a few other names. Interesting test. Ran into some roadblocks, some problems. Definitely an issue with this magazine. I'll have to take it apart. At least I know which one's messed up. It's got the scratches on it. But yeah, the follower seemed to have come out of the spring. So I'm going to see if I can take this apart. There's a little tiny screw there. I think you can remove this little detent, and this follower should come all the way out. I mean, that's the only way to take it apart. There's no other way. So I'll see if I can seat that back in there. But yeah, the spring is very, yeah, it's it's free moving. So it's up here and the spring's clear down here. So it's bound up in there because it's not even on the follower. So I don't know, maybe I can find some, I think I might have a spring laying around. It just depends on what the diameter of the spring is. So definitely could use a stiffer spring. This is ice cold. But velocities were up and down. I was having issues in the beginning, you know, with it advancing the rounds because of the spring. I was having issues with the trigger. You didn't want to pull it. I think because of the safety wasn't disengaging all the way. I lubed everything up with some silicone spray. It seemed to do the job. I have a lot more of a positive click with the safety. We tried the rubber balls that came with it. I tried those were 1 gram. I tried the 1.44 gram nylon balls, and then the heavier 2.67 rubber steel balls, and then the 2.7, what was that, 4 aluminum balls. But they all shot. You know, they were, you know, the heaviers were slower. Definitely slower than I expected. You know, in the mid 200s, it seemed to be where it averaged at. It started out the almost the mid 300s that first shot, and then it just continued to drop after that. Yeah, one thing you saw, the projectile was just kind of rolling out of the barrel. Yeah, if you just like kind of, say you got the hammer cocked and you're just bringing this back to feel where it breaks, it's loading a projectile in the barrel. So if you tip it just a little bit, it's going to roll out. Probably the same thing if you do it with the double action. You just pull it to where you kind of get a feel to where the break is. You're loading a ball around into the barrel, so it's going to just roll out. Maybe the shaped projectiles won't do that, but these balls will just roll right out. So I'm glad I got that on video. God, I don't know what to say. Accuracy was there. I was surprised by the accuracy with the 1.44 gram nylon balls. Yeah, it started out, you know, with the high flyer, or the low, and then it went high, and then it seemed to group. And then the second round, the second 6 rounds seemed to group pretty good right there, dead center where I was shooting. So it's got possibilities in the accuracy department. So I was kind of surprised by that. But there you have it. The Scorpion Lancer Defender. What's it called? Lancer Defense Scorpion. 50 caliber pepper round launcher. So definitely be doing some more testing with this, especially I get this magazine fixed. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.